Welcome to Channel Make your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side, so once about all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Alright, today's video we will update you in regards to the temporary graduate visa subclass 485. Now there has been a little bit of minor change, which the government of Australia has called it a migration amendment for the 485 number 2. Well, why is it called number 2? Because they had made some mistakes, and I noticed that over the weekend there has been a lot of people is not really happy about this. And a lot of agent has also a professional. They also got YouTube channels. They blaming the government, this and that. Well, first of all, if the government can be more open, it's always good. But I think this is what I have suspected. If you have been following my channel long enough, we know that they are introducing whatever the law, regulation, policy to restrict the migrant numbers, and also there has been a lot of talks restricting numbers, whether you believe it's correct or not. But there's a fact. There's a fact of the past 1 or 2 decades that there has been too many bad players. I mean, private education institution. I know there has been a lot of complaining and bad words, negative stuff talking about regards to the Minister of Education, Jason Clare, the former Minister of Home Affairs, Claire O'Neil, and also the current Home Affairs Minister, Tony Burke. But this just didn't come out, like yesterday. They have been talking about this for the past almost 2 years now. So it's under the plan. And as you know, during the parliamentary debate, there has been the required to have the majority of the members of parliament to actually agree. And I believe this is also aligned with the opposition party as well. So it's not just the current government, the Labour government, but I believe the coalition government, the Liberal Party, is also on this side as well. So let's jump in there and have a look. It's I will do a brief introduction, and it says the Immigration Legislation Amendment Graduate Visa. You see here number 2. It's basically why they put number 2, because the number 1 did not. I think they had forgot to include this information there. So apart from going through all the detail here, we all know this, because you have to meet the Australian study requirement, which covers this. So it has to be a registered institution, 16 months calendar months of study, that's equivalent to 2 years of study, and they cover a minimum of 2 academic years, entirely English, and also holding a student visa. So that's no brainer, that's the same. The only thing that they have made different is that the revised definition of degree. So they have removed graduate certificate are no longer accepted an eligible qualification. So now why does it matter? Why does it matter? So if we go to the actual immigration website again, if we scroll down to the eligible qualification, you do not find graduate certificate there anymore. So why does it matter? Now, I know that some people may have studied in Australia previously, right? So all they want is to choose the shortest course to study in order to meet the 485 visa criteria. So the shortest course, if it's going to be in higher education, it will be graduate certificate, because usually graduate certificate only requires about 4 subjects and 1 semester. That means half year, and then you can actually get that graduate certificate. So if graduate certificate is counted towards your Australian study requirement and meet the definition of a degree, then obviously you can apply for 485 visa. Now, why did they remove it? Let me tell you the reason why. Now, there has been a lot of private institutions, again, you may notice there are some vocational, there are most of the private institutions, they deliver vocational trainings. That's all their courses, diploma, certificates. Now, a few, not many, a few of these private institutions, they do deliver, for example, Master of Business, MBA, Business Management, and they also deliver those graduate certificate courses. Now, just to be honest, people like this only choose graduate certificates. They are usually not the real, genuine students, in fact, and that's true. So they may just go study 1.5 years in the public University of Australia, for example, Monash University, University of Sydney, UTS, QUT, UQ, University of Western Australia, and they found, wow, if they can save a little bit of money, all right, to study the actual masters, but it's only 1.5 years, so they do not meet the Australian study requirement. So what they do is they go to these private institution and pick a graduate certificate just to save the money and in order to meet the 485 visa criteria. Now, nothing wrong with that, but the fact is usually 70% above of these students, they pick the courses not genuinely wanted to study. And also, you may notice, now why don't they pick a graduate certificate from their original university apart from the course expenditures? Because usually the Australian universities, they don't offer this to international students. They usually don't. Usually graduate certificate is usually being conducted by the domestic student for registration or licensing purpose rather than actually offer to an international student. You can call up any university now in Australia and just say, can I enroll into graduate certificate courses? Usually they will decline you, and that is the true reason. They have identified people have picking those graduate certificates. They are not genuine students, and that is the real things. And again, if we go back to about 18 months or two years ago, they've been talking about they want to get rid of the so-called the ghost colleges. So it's actually an action pack that is related to the entire restructuring of the migration strategy and also kicking out all these so-called ghost colleges. Anyway, so graduate certificate is no longer there, so you should really all my clients, we have always advised not to take these courses. First of all, it doesn't really add value to your career. Just the half-year courses, it doesn't really, and it doesn't really help on your visa. We'll usually encourage people to actually pick the full courses, either it's going to be bachelor or master courses, and also meet the Australian study requirement. Then you have no problem to get the 485 visa, work in Australia, and skill migrate later on. Anyway, should you have more question query, more than welcome to leave comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.